Sorry about that. Test 1, 2, 3. Test. 1, 2, 3. Into the what new profile pic? Test 1, 2. Test. What audio? Da. Welcome in, Chrysalis. Nice to see you here. Test 1, 2. Hola. Hola. Audio's being weird. Hola. Hey, welcoming Sister Jane. 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 Sister Jane's here. We have to behave now. The big boss here. But the big bot, the general is here. We have to behave. There we go. Thank you, Teddy. Too bad it's not bedtime. Yeah. I mean, that's what we do spiritual talk in the morning. And then we change the title to World Peace Meditation until I feel the world's peaceful. Well, every day is a world. Every time you meditate, it's really for world peace also. But today my goal is to go get a P.O. box because they've been asking, like, P.O. box. I told them I was gonna get it in November, and it's still November right now. Yes, Jane Prentice, the youngest one. We do have new emojis if you are a sub, because I also said that I was gonna put some new well, they've been asking. Right? The more you add stuff, the more like, oh, fine, I'll do it. So like, put music on Spotify. I'm like, fine, I'll do it. You put me to sleep one night last week, yeah. Sometimes that's the intention, sometimes that's not the intention. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes the goal is to help you relax, and some people don't know how to relax. So singing bowls remind people, oh wait, I can relax. Take me up the mountain. You take it. You can take yourself. I just like, go that way. That's the mountain. On holy ground. Like, that's a great mountain to climb. You should. And like, but that's a hard mountain to climb. Well, that's why you should climb it. Everybody climbing the easy mountain. When you climb the easy mountain, you don't grow. Because everybody, It's easy to get to the summit of the baby mountain. That's why people choose to go to Tinder. Easy. Or some people can't get that, so they think something's wrong with them. Well, you've been blessed because you get to find the inner, tender love of the divine. Welcoming Viola Torres. Viola. Ooh. Greatest day. Welcoming her Smorga Sport. Karma. High reps, low mountain route. Oh. That's called working out. Okay. High reps. That's called mediocrity. Well, I don't want to climb the high mountain, but I'll do the low mountain every day. That's called a job. Because it pays the bill to climb the low mountain. If you climb the big mountain, there's a lot of risk. But the reward of climbing the big mountain is beautiful. But but it's scary. The big mountain has a lot of danger. Alright, we'll just climb the small mountain forever. Don't dream big. That's hard to climb. Dream little, easy to achieve. And then when you achieve little mountain, you go up and down the little mountain. At the end, you're like, well, I'm done with my mission. Let's smoke a cig. What else y'all got? Some tequila. Like, what else y'all got? Because we climb this mountain every day. And then you hear the guy, cervezas. Now we're talking. Are partners replaceable? What do you mean partners? Nothing is permanent except change. Nothing is permanent. Welcoming Empress Sally. Are people replaceable? Well, it's not about replacing people. It's about why do you need to replace people. Sometimes we're more concerned about replacing because we're not with ourselves. Yes, I just updated some things. New logo, some new emotes, and I got the Vibe logo. Sunny vibes. Yeah, non-attachment. New profile picture. Couple new emotes. Yeah. You got the meditative emotes up there. Open your mind, yeah. Just don't use it to attack people, okay? You can use that term. Open your mind. Only I can do that. How was your day? My day just started. Had some coffee. But the emotes on Twitch be the same though. Actually, I can update it on Twitch. Hold on. Going back to bed. Oh God. Happy Thanksgiving week. Turkey Day coming up. Brought to you by yeah, let me get some light. Get that light up. There you go. Where's the commune? Emotes. I got a whole new page for emotes on here. Okay. Oh wait, on Twitch, I have maxed out my emotes. Nah, let's see. Twitch has a limit of 23 emotes. Shame. Shame. On TikTok has freaking 40 or whatever. 40 limit on TikTok. Like, golly. Like, y'all want. They learn, right? They learn from their competition. My mom said the hotel she stayed at, she would sleep with a spirit. My mom said the hotel she stayed at, I guess there's spirits everywhere. Depends on what you mean by spirit. When we don't go deeply to our heart, sometimes we dwell in the state of communing with spirit, with our mind. The spirit I communicate with is in my heart. But if you don't go deeply to your heart, you get caught up in communicating with that realm, which can be addicted because why? It's a phase. It's part of the journey. Yeah. Wait, she said she's sick? Grace sick? Nah, she's... What are your thoughts on overspending on Christmas gift for your kids? Everything has a consequences. If you're overspending, it sounds like you can't afford it. Just give them meaningful gifts instead of expensive gifts. It's more about the meaning. It's more about love and connection. You don't need to get them a PS5. Just give them the love that's greater than the PS5, and show them. And honestly, if they really want a PS5 and you can't give it to them, just tell them, hey, look, I know you really want a PS5, but today you get to learn about gratitude, that you have a roof over your head and food. And when we can afford a PS5, maybe you'll get it. And the moment they get the PS5, they realize you work your butt off to give that to them. Because to be honest with our children is the best thing. To be honest with ourselves than to lie to people. Like, we don't want people, we don't want our brothers and sisters living in a world of fantasy. Because sometimes we pretend to have money, and then our kids also learn to pretend that we need material things to be happy. There's a lesson in every situation, but some people don't want their kids to know that they're broke. And their kids end up broke just like them. Who did they learn that from? Unfortunately, their parents. And so to buy gifts on Christmas Day, put it on a damn credit card. It's the worst thing that I see people doing. And then they're smiling with glassy eyes, secretly stressed that they just bought gifts they couldn't afford. And then you wonder why people's mental health go down the drain. You can't afford a effing PS5 and you bought it. Yeah. Honestly, if your money real tight, instead of take them to the park and you know what, we low on funds, but we're gonna go to the park and go feed some ducks with this bread. Have an experience. Go somewhere. Take them somewhere. It doesn't have to be So I think honesty is something that humanity is lacking nowadays. Especially with the young, like the way people talk to kids sometimes. Kids know when you're not authentic. That's why kids don't vibe with everybody. They know you're treating them like a certain way. When you talk to kids like from the heart, they know. When you talk to everybody, even dogs and cats, like, this one's a real one. If you're inauthentic, it's because you walk with the inauthentic energy. And sometimes kids act a certain way because they copy their parents' inauthenticity. And I see it starting with babies, which is kind of sad. But that's called karma. You're doing the best that you can. That's why we need each other to help raise. You need a village to help raise the future generation and the current one. And so when we are not honest, because sometimes we don't know how to be honest to ourselves. Sometimes we're miserable and we don't want people to know. But everyone already knows we're miserable. You can't really hide your misery, right? You're like, I haven't seen Stacy in a while. Right? I haven't seen brother Armando in a while. What happened to him? Right? And so it's about tending to each other because of love. We care. It's about caring about each other more than the material. Like we're in this community, we spend a lot of time engaging in a heart to heart. You know what I mean? And that's why it's such a healing community, because it's not just music, it's authenticity. It's about wisdom, it's about love, it's about being real. And the reason why people trust it is because we're consistent with what we're doing here. Yeah. We out here heading bowls at the park, live, we're on here a long time. And so people, many mother and father let their kids watch this stream because first, it's mostly family friendly. You don't have to pay to be here. And we crack a ton of jokes. Like, tons of jokes. And these jokes just come out of the sky from nowhere. You know what I'm saying? You never know when it's gonna come dropping out of the sky. Link in the bio. Not link in the bio again. Do I have to explain that joke at this point? I'm offering a ticket for a museum. Welcoming life. Yes, I changed my personal picture to the Mystic Village thingy. Because we got past the beginning stage of the community now. A lot harder to scam people because we just passed 75,000 followers on TikTok, and on Twitch people don't be scamming, so not like TikTok scam. So you have a hang pan? I have lots of. Right here, I got one right here. Sometimes I loop that. Do you hit the bowl? Can you hit the heart bowl and the root? Sure. This is the heart. Have you experienced a sensory deprivation tank? And see, yeah, that's called meditation. Free. When you discipline yourself to become more intermediate to advance, you become in sensory deprivation in your meditative experience. Like imagine sitting like this completely still. What do you think you're doing? The same thing. Here's the root. But people need to spend money, right? Spend your money. That's what people want to do. They don't want to do free stuff. It's boring. Right? Discipline is boring. Let's go to sensory deprivation tank. Pay money. Pay for the bougie. They want the triple pinky up. Like, you want sensory deprivation? I mean, that's what, when you have headphones on and you're meditating, right? It relieves your pain. My personal experience when you meditate, I'm sure it works, right? But imagine when you meditate like this, you get to stretch your body. That's why I'm still flexible. I don't even do yoga. Why am I flexible? Because I practice. Imagine every time you need to practice, you gotta go to the tank. Like when you stretch your body and you pretzel yourself and you do all these things, you heal because your chakra align. But it takes time to develop posture, and then doing it. No, you get to see what chakra is blocked. Pain, emotional sadness may come up. Free. The issue is people don't want to do the free stuff, and if we depend on the thing that require, if we depend too much on the bougie, sometimes we don't want to do the free stuff because we like the bougie. It's like always needing a sound bath to meditate. And that's why we have free sound bath on the phone right now. So every day that we commit ourselves to meditation, mindfulness, and being more in the now, we heal ourselves without realizing it, because the beginners don't realize how much benefit you get from meditation. And many people just want to, people see, when you're sick, many systems see you as a dollar sign. Instead of brother and sister, you are a number. And then they call you community. You're part of the community, but you're really a dollar sign. But when we just help people, free medicine. That's why that's why I promote spiritual practice and not spiritual business, because spiritual business, it limits, but I'm glad it's there. Why? Because some people don't practice, so they'll pay to practice. Retreats, all these things, but to practice, what do you think? When you sit with good posture, your spine's extended, your posture, your body's relaxed, your energy is good, you're peaceful and calm, and it's free. But we don't want to do that. That's okay. That's why we promote spiritual business here. Spiritual practice, excuse me. Because it's what's lacking from the modern day. It's like people always ask me to go collaborate with their spiritual business. And I'm like, I don't resonate with that. They want the flute. They want me to go play flute in their spiritual business. And I'm like, if the people attending have to pay to be here, I don't want to be part of it. I start to realize my values. And as the mystic village locally gets better and the flute sounds better, the people will come looking for you and go, come be part of my spiritual business, community. And I'll just say, okay, just maybe. Or send me a message. But it taught me I don't resonate with getting people to pay and then I play the flute for them. Right? Because I don't see that it works in deep, authentic healing. It just does surface level massage therapy called tapping. Right? You just get the blood vessel dilating on a surface level, but you don't do the deep healing. The deep healing requires time, right? Requires community, requires devotion. And that's called a community, the Sangha. And sometimes that doesn't pay because it's extended meditation. Right? And if you have a venue that you're using, they got to pay for the light bill, they got to pay for the administrative costs, the property tax, and all these things. But when you do donation-based work, people help you pay your bills by donations. Right? So they don't have to pay, they pay because they're inspired or they're called to, instead of having to put a price on it, which is called a condition. When you have a condition, it makes them like, oh, it costs this much. There's a perceived healing cost. So you can easily be manipulated. Well, if it costs more, it must be better. And sometimes you get tricked to think, this is better because I paid more, because the ego doesn't want to be, you don't want to feel like you got scammed. So sometimes our own ego, that's the best healing I ever got because I paid $200 for it. And then, right? Because I've had a friend told me, you should go to this massage therapist. It's the best one ever. I go. He paid for my massage. And I'm like, I don't feel no love at all. They're doing all this technical, methodical thing, no feeling. How you heal with no feeling? Yeah. But that's okay. The only reason why I'm critical is because I have a teacher who doesn't charge any money. I've seen the results of healers healing, amazing thing, but the one main thing is they don't charge money. That's why it's like the miracle tools and stuff, all these practitioners don't charge money. But when you put a big price on it, they think it's healing, but it's more surface level. So this is why the money, the perceived value of healing with money involved can manipulate the mind to hype up. Well, you don't want to feel like I paid $300 and that was the most basic healing ever. I can just get you can easily get it anywhere. But when you have the money involved, it makes the mind, you don't want to feel like you've been tricked. But this is a dirty game that many people don't want to talk about. Yeah. And that's why I'm not for everybody. That's why this community, we're going to be talking like this from time to time. Right? We're in the Dharma, the spiritual talk time right now. But lately I've been merging the two. Spiritual talk and a little flute. Spiritual talk and a little flute. Because it's useful. Please don't bring her. Plus it. Now, if you practice spiritual business, you do your thing. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not here to hate on you. I'm just here to share with you my observations and the great, profound result of unconditional practitioners. Practitioners who heal without putting a price, without begging you, without asking you. You donate from your heart. You give from your heart. There's no suggested love offering of $20. What kind of BS is that? Suggested love offering of $20. Just say $20, damn it. Suggested love offering $20. So cute. You know what I mean? Don't be around the bush. Sometimes we try to practice loving language with no love. That's called BS. Right? Many people will always try, stop saying damn. You are more concerned about with the language than the action behind the language. This is called immature. And that's why this stream ain't for everybody. Really, many people, stop saying damn. Your language, this and that. It's a spell when you can spell with your tongue all you want and do nothing. You know what I'm saying? You're not supposed to. They're also doing nothing. They just come here to criticize with no action. If you criticize and you have great action, I'm trying to learn from you. If your results are great, I'm trying to learn from you. But if you come to criticize but you don't have great results, why the heck would I listen to you? You don't have to, right? You have to, that's what gives people authority, result-driven life. When you have results, I want to learn from you, but when you don't have result and you want to teach others, it's why they don't want to listen to you. Who the hell are you? Now, I'm open to listening to people's criticism, but sometimes they criticize about the technical aspect, and they don't get the the practical done. Which is fine. Welcome, Curious Mind. Jamie Lynn's here. Hi. Because again, I come from a place of where people practice New Age spirituality all day, all night, but they don't take practical action. Right? We don't take practical action. And so there's no result. You're just like, I know about the chakra. Okay, and then you meditate on the chakra, but you feel like you're not progressing in life. Why? Do you even ask why are you not progressing on your spiritual journey? Many people don't. They just keep doing the same BS. And they wonder why their life don't progress. Because they don't check in on their progress. Do I feel a deeper connection every day with God, with Buddha, with Jesus, with Krishna? You say bad. Yeah, sometimes the word may be bad, but the intention is good, and the emotion is good. That's what matters, right? It's like we can talk about negative things with loving intention, because the negative is sometimes the truth. And so immature people don't want to hear negative truth because they go, stop bringing the vibes down. It's not bringing down the vibes. Sometimes the truth is just negative, and so we just don't talk about it. That's called immature. But I get it. It's hard to talk about it because talking about negative truth doesn't make money. It helps the community, right? But the negativity, I just want to hear good things only because it pays the bills. That's bull crap. That's why I move away from the people who are attached to positive vibes only. Stop bringing down the vibes. Love and light only. Well, sometimes to bring love and light, you gotta see the dark truth. And when you see the yin, the dark, and the light, that's when you actually experience the prana, which is love and light. So in a human level, you have to see the positive and negative. On a spiritual level, you connect to the spirit because you see both sides, yin and yang, positive and negative. The master always talks about you have feelings, but you're not your feelings. Sometimes you have feelings, and it manipulates you away from your progress. Because sometimes you have triggers that are called attachments to the past suffering, and you don't forgive, you don't heal. So when you're operated with triggers, you don't live a life that is progressive, because the trigger is like a block. Like it's a stop sign, like, oh, don't go this way. It's just a sign, which is an illusion. But if you're willing to go past the stop sign, you get to face your fear and heal yourself. But many people, they get triggered, and then they didn't want to go, okay, let me go to my safe space. And so we don't heal because we're running away from the negative thing because we just are attached to positive vibes only. This is my safe space only. And that's why we don't just do that the whole time here. That's why we have real talk, and we weave some music in and relaxation. And keep it real up in here, because why? I'm not here to babysit all the time, okay? Just on Friday. I don't think today is Friday. I babysit on Friday so they can go out to get 3 margaritas at Papacitos, 2 Jaeger bomb from the bar, and then 2 more Patron at the club. I'ma buy you a drink. I'ma take you home with me. No, you're not. Oh, oh. Talk to me, I talk back. Let's talk money, I talk back. Let's talk spiritual, no thanks. Let's meditate, no thanks. Buy me kombucha, yes please. He said tacos. Whoa. That was before, okay? That was before the club. Then ask for forgiveness Sunday morning at rinse and repeat. Oh. Don't say that. You're gonna hurt a lot of people's feeling. Karma said, then ask for forgiveness Sunday morning and continue to do the wrong thing every week. Yeah, just scam people, and then on Sunday, just say, God will forgive me. Whatever that's called. That's an old playbook. Like the immature people who play that book, there's a lot of people who do that. Oh, God. I live in the Bible Belt. Welcoming Helene, what? Well, glad you can be here, Curious Mind. That's why we stay constantly. Welcoming Sister Diana. I mean, it's really unpleasant to talk about, and I don't know how to articulate it that well because it's like so. I don't see as a. I think they just live with it. It's just saying, okay, I'm forgiven, I'm saved. If it was that easy, golly, just keep it. I mean, people think it's that easy, and so that's a great excuse for people who are miserable to keep doing the wrong thing. The little kid you let, who, Evie? Oh, the little boy. You know, I love engaging with kids because they are so inspirational. They're just themselves. If they're shy, they'll speak still. Adults, when they're shy, they actually won't speak. Because the kids know, like, they matter. Or we want kids to know that they matter. And that's why I always engage with children all the time. Teenagers. We want to let them know that their voice matters. Some kids don't talk very well because they get bullied at school. And so I pay attention to everyone. It's harder to deal with adults because we have our egos and our worldview so solidified sometimes that we're not going to change unless we get a flaming hammer. That's why we don't do that too much in here. We just let the meditation do the work. And I grew up raising kids at the temple. Like, they had summer camp, I would volunteer. I was raised in a temple where we always had some teaching kids to sit that way, talk that way. So I learned how to work with kids extremely well. And I would prefer to work with kids, but the universe knows kids is too easy for you. What do you want me to work with? Adult people who don't want to listen. But they'll want to listen. Why? You gave me the hard one. And you put me online. I don't even see their body language. Don't worry, I let you borrow my eye. And so, here we go. Right? Here, we out here. Because kids, I realize I love spending time with my inner child. That's why I love humor, silliness. I'm aware I could let that go and be in a more serious state all the time. And I eventually will, because when there's a will, there's a way. It's just not time yet. Eventually, there'll be more. When it's time, you'll know. And right now, I'm growing my hair out again. So the bald guy is becoming long hair hippie now. Just imagine. I got the urge in her bowl. She's got the urge. Because I'm transitioning to a new journey. That's why I'm growing my hair out again. I have a kid that won't listen. How do I reach to them? You gotta have fun with them. You have to be willing. You're the parent, so you have to be willing to take the long route. Which means take the slow. Like, okay, if they don't listen to you, it's because you did something that you taught them not to listen to you. Because sometimes we don't listen to ourselves, and our kids copy. So when we have frustration, we project the frustration, and the kids feel frustrated, and they also project their frustration. So when you're in disharmony, they reflect the parent, yeah. Well, if you're always talking at your children and they don't listen, what do you want to do? Listen to their pain. Listen to their heart. Don't expect anything from them. Just be with them and have a good time. That's why y'all listen to me. I listen to you and we have a good time. I'm like, oh, for real? Your cat just passed away? Your grandma? He didn't call back? And after, because I listen, I care, and then eventually, love your damn self. You don't need them to call back. Nothing is permanent except change. One day my body will go, your body will go, but the love remains flowing through all of us. My great-grandma passed away a long time ago, her body, but her love's still alive every day within me. Bob Marley, body gone a long time ago, but one love, that message. Thich Nhat Hanh, body passed away, but the mastery of the Zen lives through each breath. Is there a mice around here? your face a little bit. Eyebrows. Your vision, your gaze. When we're overly focused and overly caffeinated, we can get in a state of heavy mental and analyzing. So what I usually do when I catch myself being super ungrounded through caffeine drinking, like sometimes you're lit because you just drank a Monster or whatever. Check your eyebrows. This whole area starts scrunching when you're in your head. And then your shoulder starts to get tight because you're like, and you clench your bottom. I always check this area. When you're really like focused, you clench your bottom. Let go. Or else when you contract all the time, it makes your body like tight, unhealthy, blocked. So you gotta be aware of your body or else it will get sick. When you're in a high stress environment, your energy feels hot and your eyes lit, which is fine, right? When you're working as a server or in a high-paced environment, that's natural if you have no discipline. When you become somebody who's peaceful in a high-stress environment, people see you as like an angel. Like, how the heck did they do that? The whole time you just go. The end. So if you're somebody who works in a high chaotic environment and you're deeply peaceful, what do you think happens? Everyone around you becomes peaceful because you're there. And if they're not peaceful, you learn how to facilitate peace instead of let chaos unfold. When it's on my watch, I make sure chaos doesn't spiral. How? Radiate. You have to connect deeper with your inner peace. That's how we're doing it on TikTok. Think about how noisy TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube can be. But for whatever reason, it has been extremely peaceful, respectful, and loving. Shout out to the moderators too. Shout out to you and many people here who are respectful and loving. Thank you to the mute button and the block button, the ban button. But I make sure the mods here do not ban people, don't time people out instantly. We have to have patience for people who are trolling or who may be seemingly trolling and who may be seemingly projecting negative things because sometimes they're in pain. And so I'm grateful that we get that message now, because before when somebody was negative, instant block. Like, stop instantly blocking people. We give people a chance because sometimes they don't know how to express their pain, so they project you know what I mean, their sadness, because they don't know how to process it other than like, oh, this is a peaceful place to wreck it up, right? So they start being all type of way. What metal are your board? It's mainly brass. These bowls are mainly brass, but the antique bowls I think are mainly brass too. But apparently they're supposed to have brass, copper, zinc, tin, iron, silver, gold. The 7 coppers that represents the 7 chakras. Good marketing. If you just learn to connect to the one breath and discipline towards it, it works. When you connect to that, then you connect to yin yang, positive energy, negative energy. When you learn to harmonize yourself with that holy trinity, then you learn to expand to the different spectrum, the 5 elements, the 7 chakra, and the beyond. But if you can't do the basic, in breath, yin, out breath, yang, and just pay attention that it's all one energy. In is one energy, out is one energy, but there's an in-out because it's a human experience where you need the breath to keep your body and your consciousness alive. There's no birth and death of the spirit. The spirit just is. The human experience has a birth and a death. Maybe that was too much info. Anything on meditating with a zinc rod in the left hand and that sounds like a ritual. That's fine. Right. The ritual keeps your meditative practice consistent. You can make up your own meditation, brothers and sisters, for real. But the whole goal is, why do you meditate? To help you have clarity, and with that clarity, some people do nothing with it, but they meditate more, which is what I used to do. The master taught me, if you want to reach enlightenment, help people. Tell God to use you for something good, something great, something powerful. You have to learn to be a servant. You think just meditating and doing nothing is going to help you raise your vibration? At what, right? You connect with yourself, but there's a limitation. Now that you're deeply joyful, what's harder than teaching other people? Because the inner journey is already difficult. Teaching others to go on the inner journey is like, but they don't even want to love their damn self. They only remember you when they have trouble. Or that's because you're not good at what you're doing. When you learn to be a good teacher, people practice self-love without need. They don't only come back when they have trouble. When I was first teaching people to love themselves and meditation, I was not that great of a teacher. So people only came back to me to get a card reading or to get some, right, when they have trouble. They don't practice, you know? Yeah. So that's why I don't do card reading anymore, because lazy people look for card reading, and people who are genuinely happy practice meditation, practice gratitude, practice inner devotion. And scammers, right? So when you just get rid of that reading aspect on this platform, it clears everything up. I just don't want to be able to hear the divine. You just want to be. The divine's always talking, communicating with you. You're always asking how. But when do you just stop and be open and listen? Pay attention with being more present throughout your day. Like, how do you, like, I don't make songs, like, I don't play songs around here that are written other than like the 5 songs, Mystic Village song. Everything's intuitive. Well, it's just from here, the heart. Because I just listen to what the universe needs me to do right now. Welcoming Angela. And the best way to deeply listen, meditation and mindfulness. So you can sit meditation, but you can turn your living life as you're walking, talking, turn it into a meditative discipline. Like I'm speaking to you right now in a meditative tone, discipline, even the way my hands moving, I'm not, right? So the moment I catch myself being ungrounded, I notice right away because I'm constantly speaking in the energy of mindfulness and calm by choice. It's not natural to speak at this tone and this calm and sit like this for hours. It requires practice. Can you be present while thinking? Absolutely. Because if you have, remember I have taught y'all in the past the 7-point system. Each point is a landmark in the moment. So you have 7 things that help you to be more in your body and the now. Right? So I don't think about my legs crossed, back straight, head slightly tilted, hand stacked, or whatever. I just practice that because the practice doesn't require thinking. So when you're in your practice and you have a thought, you use the mind and come back to the present moment because you're grounded in the moment through discipline that you've done for months, years, maybe a lifetime. So this is how you use your thought instead of letting your thoughts use you. Sometimes you have, invasive thoughts that don't serve you. Sometimes you have negative thoughts that do serve you. Learn from them and make a change. When you have irrational thoughts that don't serve you, like a demon, the more you don't respond to that demon, it doesn't come back. Like really dark thoughts that don't serve you, irrational thoughts. So the more you discipline yourself to the moment, the more you start to not wander off in la-la land of negativity or positivity, because you can get lost in positive thought all day and have no action. You know what I'm saying? Positive thinking. Well, where's the damn action? All right, none. I'm trying to open my third eye. My crown chakra is open. Can you see if it's... Don't try to open anything. Sometimes you think some things are open because your ego and your mind may be opening a perceived chakra. There's nothing to open. Who taught you about opening the third eye? It opened naturally. When you try to open it, your ego starts opening. And then you'll start saying things like, I'm clairvoyant, I'm clairaudient, I'm clairsentient, and all these bougie words in the New Age spiritual realm that leads to getting a certification and making my clients happy. Unpopular opinion. Observation. I'm a healer. Okay, go. Well, thank you for letting me know your label. That's practice with great result. Because when you're a great healer, you don't need to tell people I'm a healer, because your results, your work speaks for itself. The secret is that you don't heal. The universe heals. God heals. Buddha heals. The holy, the sacred heals. The moment you say, I am a healer, your ego's already involved. Then now you already block the energy. And you're doing more thinking about healing and visualizing angels and things than actual energy, than actual practical being a channel. Because we're busy with identifying as a healer. That's why I don't collaborate with a lot of people, because they're more worried about looking at a healer, talking like a healer, but the effects of what they're doing, sometimes they're just making noise and you can't even tell them. You just don't show up no more. You don't get a cookie from them. As a matter of fact, as you progress spiritually in a temple, the master talks to you less. When you're mature, the masters start not talking to you at all. Think about that. The immature people need the master to talk to them more, and he knows that. But as you become more mature, the master just needs to say 2 words to you, that's all. Or no word. Imagine Jesus needing to tell you, I am a healer. Think about that. Jesus and Buddha's work speak for itself. They don't need to go, children, I am a healer. Let your actions speak louder than your label. Because some people love their label. I'm a light worker. Okay, let's see you do it. Oh, it's only on Sunday and only when they pay me. I don't have client right now. And that's a very uncomfortable thing to say to the mainstream spiritual community. And that's why I don't hang around there. Mainstream. What's mainstream? Same BS. Not effective. Business leading. Calling you community, but you're really a client. Link in the bio. And then it leads you to where you can get a training for me for just cheap price, just $5,000 for psychic training, okay? But there's a mastery class for $10,000 too. Good business, huh? Very lucrative. Very lucrative. You see how many bowls I have? You could join my sound healing certification, so I could pay for my 2022 Lexus that I don't really need, but just get for whatever reason. Can't really afford it. But I can if I capitalize on your need for seeking spiritual truth. I can capitalize on your seeking, on the seekers, and you're like, But there's some people who can't afford it. How much is my piece worth? Where do you live? Houston, Texas. Yeah, on Insight Timer, people messaged me about this issue, that there were people charging $10,000 for a psychic training 3 sessions. $10,000 on Insight Timer, the app that's known for like humble people or whatever, right? Which is, there are a lot of humble people, but in the sea, right? In the under the, so they're scammer. I wouldn't say scam. Okay, that's, to me that is a scammer. 10,000 for 3 sessions of psychic training. That's what fake gurus do. That's the oldest trick in the book. That's the oldest trick in the book. Also for counseling, yeah, spiritual counseling, we will just call them manipulators. Yeah. When I first began, like, open to the like healer's path, light worker path, and all these things, I went to a lot of psychic fairs. I looked online for like, spiritual people with psychic abilities, because people, when you're open to the spiritual dimension, you want to see people with mystical powers, right? Because that's what you think, that's what you imagine spiritual people do, spiritual masters with that kind of ability. And what I found was a lot of people showing their damn certificates. And charging $200 per session. 222. That's right, that's like a medium price. A high price would be like 400, 500. And I saw just stacks of certification. I've been doing this for 30 years. Right? So I started to see, So like, well, maybe I could be like this. Maybe get myself some more certifications and start now, so I could say I've been doing healing work for 30 years. That's why I can charge you $333. Very lucrative. I need to pay my bills. So there is money to be made in the spiritual path. So there, boom, the seed is planted. Do spiritual stuff. There is money involved in it. You can make money doing spiritual stuff. That's what I learned earlier on, but it didn't feel right. Right? I was like, what? Doesn't feel so authentic. Something's missing. I go to the psychic fair, I'm like, weird. There's people sitting around tables waiting to do card reading. Kind of weird a little bit. It's marketing, right? All these fairs and psychic fairs to market your knowledge is wealth. It's not free. That's the issue. It could be free, but greed makes people not. That's oh God, dude. I can't do it. Knowledge is wealth. It's not free. That's the issue right there. That's literally the issue. People thinking like that. You could be helping the world now, but instead, I could capitalize on people's problems. Oh. And then you wonder why people look down on spiritual people because of that right there. And that's why people come here and like it, because like, wait, this is too good to be true. That's why people come here. This, and nobody, not many, let's just say, not many people are speaking up about it. Why? Because it's not profitable to speak on this topic. Because so many people are capitalizing on gatekeeping the knowledge for their financial gain because they got bills to pay, because they've designed their life to be a bill payer. Because they didn't get the teaching earlier on, because they learned from other teachers who charge money and called their community, but they're really clients. My clients. You. My client. That's why I can't imagine Jesus calling, my clients, who's next? You. Imagine the Buddha, next client. Hell no. And so we don't talk about it. You know why? Because a lot of people are practicing it. It's they call it a Debbie Downer. And that's why I like, hey, let people practice their conditional love. Right. They're trying to help people. Yeah, I get it. Let them have their clients. I'm grateful they're helping people. But when you practice healing people using conditional love, what happens? You block the energy. When you practice doing unconditional love, the energy becomes unlimited. And, sadly, I have to explain that often because some people just don't practice it. This is a super basic. Because my inspiration is Buddha, Jesus, the Master. That's why I can say whatever the hell I want here, because I'm free. When you start serving when people start to pay you, you can't say a lot of things, because why? Your community size will reduce. Oh, don't start speaking then. Why all of a sudden are they negative? No, they're just speaking the damn truth, and it happens to be negative. And then they stop judging people. Like, I see it as an opportunity for those that haven't practiced good to have. I mean, again, I'm not saying it's necessarily bad. I'm just saying when you practice love with condition, it's limited love. And if you're a healer practicing with limited love, you're gonna have to use the money you're gonna have to price it higher to make it perceive like it's great healing when it's just surface level. And so you keep people at the same, people don't heal deeply, but they believe it because they're paying a certain amount. How do spiritual people earn it? What does it mean to be spiritual? To be spiritual to me is to be genuine, to be authentic, and to be loving, starting with yourself first. A lot of people's missing that from the get-go. And when you don't completely heal yourself, what do you think you do with your clients? You just give them a little tickle and then charge $111. Because you just tell them what they want to hear, a perceived healing, but no depth. And then they come here and go, oh. Or they find... Right? And this is a hard thing to talk about. You know why? Because so many people do this. And that's why the master told me. To watch out for the people. Right? There's a lot of brujos and brujas who just look for your money. And then when you don't get what you want, they go to the next card reader. They go to the next shaman. Okay. Let's clear the energy a little bit here. As you can see, we're having a great talk right now. But when we have great talk, and the energy starts to be ungrounded, you can feel it right now, which is fine. But as the leader here, we're about to chill a little bit, and then we'll, in about 30 minutes, we'll do a sound journey. We'll weave sound journey into it more. Because right now there's like 8 questions being asked, and that's okay. This community is not for everybody. Luckily, there's many communities you can go to. I'm grateful for the internet. You are Allah. Defend yourself. There's nothing to defend. You're already free. It's your ego sometimes you're trying to defend. Like, if somebody's attacking you, oh yeah, of course. If somebody's attacking you, you defend yourself. Why would you not defend yourself? What? You could defend yourself by running away. You don't have to fight. Running away is a better defense. If somebody tries to fight me, I just run away better, because getting involved is bad karma anyways. Running away is the humble. Yeah. And so now sometimes if you had to fight, you just do enough so that you can reduce the damage. Yeah, sometimes you have to get physical, but really you don't. I just don't put myself in an environment where I have to get physical, but I'll just be a wall for some people, right? Like one time a homeless guy, ran up on us, and I just became a wall, and I used strong words, and it stopped it. Usually communication from the heart can stop so much when you have communication. And when you have a good heart, it de-escalates so much energy. And the main part, human beings, when you look them in the eye, like, hey, let's chill the F out. We don't need to do this right now. When you have grace in your energy, they can feel it. Right? But now, of course, some people is trained different. We have weapons and all these things. Practice, right? My faith and my peace, when you have that aura, of faith and peace, it protects you. When you live in the energy of fear and negativity, what do you think you attract? time, the fire that we may be feeling from the deep talk, it'll just calm down, that's all. It's that simple, brother, sister. It's good to have deep talk that bring up passion. But when the passion gets ungrounded, just bring it back down to center, to a grounded passion, and then we can build something greater in conversation. many spiritual communities go into a deep talk, but they don't keep things grounded. You gotta keep it grounded. We don't have to agree on everything, but just keep the energy and the respect grounded. If I didn't meditate and I don't have discipline, imagine what this community would look like. Big mess. But I'm willing to go deep with you and get ungrounded and then chill the F out. And then engage a little bit more. Welcoming Brother Forerunner. Nice to see you here. Let's hit the high frequency. Luckily, I only babysit on Fridays. Welcoming Booger, Minty Cactus, Mini Zenova. You're gonna eat some turkey. I'm vegetarian, but may you enjoy your turkeys. And, you don't have to apologize. I'm not offended that you assumed I ate turkey, because I used to. Like probably 8 years ago, maybe 7-8 years ago. Not personal. If you're not trying to be offensive, I can feel it. If you're trying to be, a certain way, you can feel it. We gotta be patient with each other. We're not. Yeah, I wouldn't sign up to be a leader if it was easy. I wouldn't sign up to speak for the truth because it's not pleasant. But I don't need it to be pleasant all the time. I just need to stay true to what helps me to feel joy. Because sometimes the world's chaotic and we run away from a chaotic world that may need our service. Welcome to TikTok. Let's be real. YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, peaceful mostly. Sometimes on Twitch, you got one person going off on some weird, but that hasn't happened. I think that happened once or twice this year. TikTok every day, every damn day on TikTok. I don't mind. I don't care. I want people to question everything. That's what the Buddha taught. Question everything. Don't just listen and believe. Exercise it. Is that real? Is that true? And then eventually I learned, don't journey with immature people. They just slow you down from your own journey. That's why I had to leave so many mainstream groups who were just Mainstream is called spiritual business. That's it. And so the more I speak on that, the more people I piss off, because in New Age spirituality, it's it's popular because there's a lot of money in it. But spiritual practice has always been here. It's just, when you turn it into business, it makes it popular, but you just get fast food spirituality. Enough to get you in the door and out, but don't keep you practicing after the yoga studio is closed. Every moment is yoga in life. We're not here to be a contortionist permanently. Imagine walking around Walmart. I'm practicing. No, you walking mindful of your steps. You're aware of your body movement. You're aware of the movement in your mind. You're aware of emotional movement. You basically become deeply aware. Deeply aware. So that you can use your life to do something great. To help people, animals, communities, starting with yourself and your family. Me, yes, just ask the question. If I miss your question, you're welcome to ask again, So it's whatever in here. Kickboxes. Not sure. Was that a joke? Good one. I always have a deer in front of my house. You could always Google what the deer represents, and there's some wisdom behind that's how you connect. It's like, okay, if you feel the deer spirit, or look it up, because there's wisdom in everything. A leaf falling, what does it mean when leaves fall? And you research, oh my God, that's profound, right? So what? But we need something more bougie, right? Like a deer. Oh, a feather dropped. The rainfall. What does it mean for the rain to fall? You're like, wow, that's actually really spiritual. Why is the sky blue? Why is the dirt brown instead of other colors? Why does the bird's doo-doo become great fertilizer for the tree? Even when we let go something, we're actually we may be serving others too while we let go. When you tell spirit you're all in, is it normal for the universe to send you people right away? Yes. And that person is you. Remember, the timing is human. The divine timing, it could be any time. You say you're ready. You said you were ready. And you get, some people ask the universe for something and they don't think they got it, but they got a lesson that leads to what they think they want, but they got what they need from the universe instead of what they think they want. Right? But it's good to be a seeker, because at least you try to even know what you want. Most people don't even know what they want. They just play more Call of Duty and infinitely watch YouTube with there's nothing wrong with watching YouTube if you learn how to turn it off. As long as it's not destroying your life, use it. Enjoy it. You just gotta know, okay, right now I've been on here for too long, I'm not productive today. That's an issue. Yeah. What do feathers do? Oh, you want a feather? Ta-da! I learned 80% of the people don't have an inner dialogue. I think they do, they just don't trust it, so they don't even know it's going on. They just think. And some people think it's weird. Luckily, I've been talking to myself since kids talk to themselves all the time, right? Because they're having a relationship with themselves. But we turn it off when we contort ourselves to societal standards of the Vogue magazine and Pokemon cards, and contorting ourselves to like fit in. That's what I mean. Sometimes we disconnect with our nature when we try to fit in and to be the cool kid, because you don't want to be weird, because if you're weird you get picked on. Like me. I did not fit in because I'm an immigrant from Thailand, and my parents didn't teach me to fit in or anything like that. I just went to school and I didn't realize I was dorky as hell, because I was just being, when you're innocent and happy and playful, it seems dorky, like, and then you're like, oh. So I eventually turned that off because I kept getting picked on too much. So you disconnect with the purity called your child nature, right? Your inner child that's still playful. It's like, right? Because when the innocent kid always get picked on because that's an easy target. That's it. Right. And so when you don't have mentors or guidance, sometimes you don't know that. It's hard to mentor all our children. Because sometimes we just have the greatest excuse to not, or we just don't know how. Or we're just traumatized, and so we just copy our parents. Oh, I don't stream Sunday and Mondays, but if in the future, in next year, starting February, that's when I leave the temple as a volunteer and I give my life to more this, because it needs more time. I need to develop it more. Of course, I'm grateful for the master of the temple. It's just, you gotta. How do I not care about the stressors of everyday life? It doesn't serve you. Why the heck would you do that? And don't be stressed. Make a plan. Find solution. That's it. Instead of be stressed, tackle it with solution. Be aggressive with the solution. Right? So when I have a problem in my life, I tackle it, right? Like I look at it head on and see, what must I do? Do I need more money? Then freaking work more. Do I need 2 jobs? And I would work 2 jobs. And then I learn from, okay, is this the kind of life I want to live, where I don't even love it and I have to spend time doing it? Right? So you have to see is this fulfilling for you? Some people don't have fulfillment in their life recipe, so that's why they're not fulfilled, but they make money. Right? So you have to figure out who you are. How do you work, and find how you work, and how you find the right environment, the right job that matches you perfectly or deeply. Because then when you find that, you become so harmonized that you can build because you love it. If you don't love it, why the hell would you want to build it? Because it makes money. Or when you actually just work for money, the connection isn't strong, because when there's no money involved, you just change companies and now you have to rebuild again. And so what keeps people like that going? Buying nicer house, nicer car, only to live a mediocre, unfulfilled life to buy more stuff. And maybe because they got kids or mouths to feed, so they keep practicing mediocre relationship with life, and their kids do the exact same mother effing thing. And then, but the kids don't even want to do that, right? They just want to play Call of Duty, buy Pokemon cards, and watch TikTok or whatever. And so the kids lose their passion because their parents are going to work for money. And so the kids end up doing the same thing and repeat. And no one is deeply fulfilled. And then you wonder why people get depressed. Because we're simply just surviving, but we're not fulfilled. Because when you're just surviving, when you make enough money, you move outside of the city, you keep to yourself, and you don't think about how can I serve the world, serve God, serve whatever you believe. But the people who have the value of service, of helping each other, their life is a lot more joyful. Right? When you have small town people who take care of each other, they're more happy. Why? Because they live a humble life with high faith. Right? And some people have a lot of money but no faith. And so when things F up in their life, they go into a giant storm where they abuse themselves, people, substance, food. And then they realize what's really important in life. Peace, fulfillment, joy, bliss, groundedness. But sometimes you gotta learn the hard way, because welcome to life. And that's no more money, more work, more problem. I don't know what they want from me. It's like the more money we come across, the more problems we see. B-I-G-P-O. What happened to Biggie? Things will never be the same, oh yeah. Literally, more money, more problems, and less life. Look at the people, a lot of the people, more money, more problem. But there's people who have more money and more happiness too, but those people, they learn to give back to the world. They learn to serve the world. Why do you think peace for me is fearing God? Why is fear or of the after only thing? Because that's what you've been raised by. That's it depends on how you've been mentored. Right? You've been taught to be a God-fearing man or woman in Christian terms, but it doesn't have to be a negative fearing thing. It means hold yourself accountable for doing the right thing. But some people don't have discernment to describe that to people. And so people just end up fearing like the judgment of God and going to hell, that they live in fear. Right? And so that's why many people are more open, because a lot of people who are religious, don't get to a deep mastery level to where they can explain it, where people can live a fulfilled life, but instead we live in, you can call it religious dogma or all these rules that doesn't actually fulfill you. But if everybody's doing it and being unfulfilled, you don't question that. You just become a community of that, right? I let people abuse me. It's just the language that is being used sometimes can be really confusing because there's so many hands involved in some scriptures that it gets confusing. You don't know if there's who wrote it, if there's politics involved. Is this pure? Is this straight from the word of the, so it becomes then that is political to even call that out. So you just kind of have to stay under the radar. And that's why I love spirituality, because it makes sense. Right? That's why I love just following the one love, gratitude, joy, accountability, consistency, devotion. That makes sense. When you start to talk about a God-fearing man, you're like, why would you fear God? And that's why spirituality is becoming more unified. It unifies because it makes people start to see the dots that the religions, there's mature people and immature people. There's immature spiritual people too. Right? So it's about practicing a life with a result of happiness, joy, and bliss, knowing that life's going to be challenging, sad, negative sometimes. But the more we reduce the sadness, the more we want to live longer and live our best life, I let people abuse me and let it go because I don't let people abuse you. Yet, because if you let people abuse you, you know what you do? You teach them to abuse. Because if you know what they're doing is abuse and you let them, you teach them to abuse if you don't stand up for yourself. And you turn, and instead of teaching people to be righteous, you teach them, keep abusing. If they're going to abuse you, then they're going to go abuse other people. So now, instead of spreading the word of God or whatever you believe, you're spreading the opposite. But why? And so that's kind of, we just teach people, love is within, stay true to yourself, love yourself first. If you don't have love, how can you share love with other people? If you don't have money, how can you share money? This is the super basic wisdom. If you don't have it, how can you give it? Right? Even before I met the master, I learned, if you don't love yourself, how can you love anyone else? When I met the master, he taught me, like, oh, word, we on the same page, right? Whatever I was practicing was so in sync with the master. I'm like, where have you been all my life? And then he just helped me get to a deeper connection with him. Right? Expand the inner kingdom. How do you deal with a friend that is going through a lot but is being rude or inconsiderate of you? How? How are they being rude? What are they? If they're going through a lot and they don't want to listen, and they're your friend, you have to learn to be with them for an extended amount of time. After you see them miserable for a while, you have to plan a real mother effing talk. There's no better message about the truth than to come from somebody who loves you and spent time with you while you were at your lowest. Right? While you're at your lowest, somebody was with you, they care. And then they deserve the truth with a hammer of truth that hits their ego. Worrying all the effing time ain't gonna change your life. You gotta make a plan and have a vision of positivity. Right? If you're just gonna sit here and be miserable, then you're gonna keep being that way. If you want to change your life, it's your responsibility. You can keep blaming your ex and you start talking like that, but when it's delivered from somebody you deeply love and respect, it hits it penetrates through the ego, and the heart a light starts to appear. The delivery has to be perfect, and that's why you need faith to be a light worker. You gotta operate with a light within, because you're not working the light is working through you. Right? When you're a light worker, you don't light work. The light works through you. You just show up with courage and intention. And I would even practice channeling that and practice. But before I could help my mother, I had to listen for like months, because that's my mother. But when it's just your friend, there's less karma involved with friendship. When you're trying to mentor your mama, there's like a huge like blockage, because how can my child know more than me? Right? I'm the mama. I should, right? And so you have to learn to slowly mentor people. But the best way to gain people's trust to help them is to deeply listen to their aching heart. Because sometimes they don't got nobody to say that to, so they just cry at night alone. But when you make people feel safe, they at least feel like somebody gives a crap about them. That you make people feel that their life actually matters enough for somebody to show up for. So thank you for those of you who show up for people, because you probably many people here save many lives, so thank you. I feel I can't say anything to them because they get hurt by what I say. Even if I'm not trying to be mean, I offend them because I told them that you need to focus on. You're talking too much. They don't need word, they need an ear. Because they got so much pressure building in. Now, if you sign up to be their friend and you want to get involved in this karma, I've been trying to listen, just not react, but sometimes I feel like I'm choosing my words carefully. I fear they will get offended. Do you offer teachings? You're getting it right now. Free. Just ask the question now. The mentorship, we learn, like, imagine instead of having a one-on-one, we're having a 1 on 300. Free. You know what I mean? It makes more sense. Why would you limit the knowledge to just one person if you could be speaking to everybody in your community? And at the end of the day, they don't know who you are. Like, you can start and if you're scared of people knowing your identity, you can make a new account and just ask questions. Okay, so when you're learning to listen to people's aching heart, or people who are in sadness, always let them know your life matters. That's why I'm here. Choose to believe in yourself. And so when I listened to my mother, I noticed that I always wanted to speak back, but what she needed was somebody to listen to her sadness for 2 hours, because that's how much sadness she had bottling up. I think one time I listened for 3 hours. Okay? Do you have that much patience, light workers, practitioners? 3 hours to just listen to your mama, sadness. But after about 2 hours, the ego becomes numb. Nothing else to say, right? You're numb on the negativity that you've been carrying. And then the light worker, this is your time. I'm sorry you had to go through that. Sounds very sad. But how? I want to see you happy. I want to see you smile. I want to see you live a life where you're not carrying the negative energy. I wonder, how can we help you feel more joy? You don't even have to tell. I wonder what a life would, I wonder what a happy life would look for you. Imagine that there's a life where you live in peace and joy and less sadness. Are you open to that? And so as you have loving, because they're more open, because you're so numb, the brain is so numb, they basically paralyze their mind. And now the heart's open because they just dump so much sadness, which is perceived from the mind and corrupts the heart. But when you're numb, what happens? The mind, the ego is numb. Now the heart, like, I'm here. Because imagine how much trust they have for you now that you've listened to them express their sadness for 3 hours or 2 hours. Like, wow, you care. But the issue is when you try to get involved too quickly, but trying to tell them, well, just stop thinking negative. Well, what is all this negative talking to help? No, you have to be more graceful than that. Right? This is why you need patience if you want to help people, especially your own family and yourself. If you don't have patience for sometimes you have patience, but it can be deeper. Right? For me to be on here online, imagine how much patience I have to have. Some people complain, you don't pay attention to me. I ask a question, you miss it. Just ask again, damn it. Right, so I got training from my mother's sadness, and now she's a lot more happier. Right, then I mentored people around me to success, and then the community grew, and then I found a great master and teacher who helped deepen my masculine energy. Because patience is something that is my nature, but the masculine energy was something that was missing from my life because I've always had toxic masculinity from my own mother. Even though she's a lady, she's a very masculine lady, like, fierce lady. And so the master showed me masculine love. In Tibetan, there's a thing called loving anger. Like, you can use anger to hold people accountable. Do that. Like, right? If you keep going back to the same ex-boyfriend, when the hell are you going to get back to yourself? But if you just, you keep going back to the same guy, he doesn't serve you. When you're too graceful and gentle, they keep doing the same mother effing thing. Right? So when I say all these mother effing thing, damn, that's called loving anger, because it helps people to get things done. Because when you're too nice, people don't take you seriously. Especially the people with a lot of fire, they won't do nothing. But when you're kind all the time and out of nowhere, fine, I'll love myself. It's an art form, brothers and sisters. And it's all intuitive. The universe works through you, and you learn how to intuitively activate the art form. Right? So that's why when I'm speaking, I'm not even thinking, it's just flowing. How can I be flowing for 2 hours right now? Oh, my mom has dementia. Welcoming sister. I feel numb, but I'm dealing with the pain. My mom has dementia. She has no idea. That's okay. Take it one day at a time, because that's another challenge, right? And let us be grateful that we woke up today. that your mom's still with you, that we're here together in peace and love. Sawadee. I remember there's a quote from the Buddha. Yeah, it's like when you've gone through pain, at least you didn't suffer, and if you suffer, at least you're still alive. So let us be grateful. Something like that. I'm like, oh, word. Yeah, life can be terrible, but at least you have it. And it can get better from here. And that's why we still talk about Jesus, Buddha, all these sacred, Muhammad, Bob Marley, all these light workers and all these practitioners that make a positive influence on the planet, on some parts or globally. That's why when people say give thanks, I'm like, word. You can always give thanks. No matter on the worst day of my life, I'll still remember I woke up today. I'm still alive. I made it this far. Thank you. How did you go into your spirit? I feel peace from you. I would like someday to be at the same time. How did you go into? The spiritual journey shows me, but you don't seek the light unless your life experiences a lot of darkness. And I think human beings, we experience a lot of darkness naturally because it's part of life. Maybe you have a really good life and your cat dies, or you love your grandma so much and you just miss your grandma because so there's gonna be, everybody has their challenges. Some is more traumatic, some is maybe less traumatic, some is like unbelievably traumatic. Everybody's like, suffering is suffering, but the moment when you say what's worse, that's the human experience trying to measure it. But on a spiritual level, it is what it is to you. Right? But we can learn from other people and be humbled. Right? We can be humbled. Wow. That's why peace is so precious. It's so amazing. Because when you've gone through pain and you eventually feel peace, you're like, this is great. I used to be depressed. Now I just hang out with the bald guy. He hit balls and it's free, and I go to walk my dog and I live a simple, happy life. And as you live a happy life, then the universe go, well, why don't you help other people to live peaceful and happy too? But that's hard. Why would I do that? You're gonna yell at me. I need to pay the bill. It's hard. It's like, universe, I want to serve you, but I'm always broke. You're like, whoa. Who said for you to be broke all the time? The universe teach us to be abundant, but we should broke. Yeah, well, when you have low money, you learn to be more humble. But eventually, you want to practice abundance, because when you have too much humility, sometimes your abundance is lacking. You're so humble, you broke all the time. That's unhealthy, spiritual brothers, sisters out there. I used to be that way. Very spiritual, but broke all the damn time. Golly. And I tell you all the time, I'm tired of eating canned beans every day. I'm tired of eating bag of spinach with no dressing. I'm like a cow. Save money. It's healthy. Lose weight. Yeah. Ooh. Broke but not poor. I was broke, money low, but I'm not poor. Because I feel rich inside with devotion. But imagine you can be rich inside and outside. But you gotta start within first. If you start rich outside, sometimes inside poor. And that's why they have that website, sugardaddy.com. Ew. Ew. Of course. If you don't want to do the work, you just sell out. Sign me up. Oh God. Let me use the restroom. Cat stream. Okay. This is Annie. Chill. Okay, chill. Oh, it's Anakali's birthday today. Let's do a little. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Anakali. Happy birthday to you. Diane says, too much money talk. I wanted to learn and relax. Well, I guess you missed the lesson. There's a reason why we talked about it. Because it's corrupting so much in our life. Especially online. Yeah, sometimes you want me to talk about only spiritual thing. Right? Being spiritual is about authenticity, about being genuine. And whenever the authenticity gets corrupted, well, why do we lose our authenticity? Sometimes that's not a lesson we want to hear about because, I don't want to hear about that. I'm trying to hear some third eye, something more interesting like chakra or lucid dreaming, ascension. Use more flowery words to promote the stream, to make it seem like I'm a ascended teacher. No, I'm just a bald guy with some bow and plate. I got a kitty in my lap. I got a kitty. I learned earlier on to just be myself. And I learned it from the master to stay true to yourself. Not everyone will like you, and not everything you say people will like, but just continue being yourself and come from a loving place. Not everything we talk about in here people are gonna like. So most people just talk about what people like only because they lack authenticity. How the heck you gonna only talk about good news only when you can learn from bad news too? One audience member. Yeah. No, my parents are in Thailand for a 3-month vacation, and I'm live streaming so much, right? So I'm like, okay, why don't I bring you in here, because you need, animals need human being connection. So instead, I'm like, all right, you spend quality time together. Yeah. Quality time. This is right. Cats, all they want to do is just this: hang out with human, and then when you're bored of human, they go hang out with themselves. They don't need to talk too much. Like, Well, my parents watch TV all day, so she needs human voice and conversation to keep her mental health, or else she just ends up overeating or whatever. But when she's happy, she's chilling. You can hear the purring. She has 3 months of pure Zen. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Growing up she was, but I learned how to tame her energy through. You have to learn. You gotta, you learn your animals. She's very sassy. I think the sass runs through the whole family, I think. Sass gang. What? You go. Don't cause trouble on the way out. Don't cause trouble on the way out. That's all they need. Just once, twice. Yeah, because if you don't know how, if she doesn't trust you, she will not be that comfortable laying, right? Because she's very like, yeah, she's very picky about. If you don't fully trust her, then she's not gonna let her touch you. Like that's why she bit. Like when cats bite a little bit, it's to check. Are we on the same wavelength? And if you don't jolt, then they're like, oh, okay, we fine. But if she play bite with you and you react, it's like, oh, we're not on the same page. Goodbye. I recently started being an elementary religion teacher. Your stream helps me to understand it. Thank you for being here, Jester of the Apocalypse. Close the door. I stream so much that these headphones, the skin is wearing off. Well, I bought them used to. No, I could change the muff. I changed the muff. I've been looking at new headphones, but I don't know if I need one. But I know I need a new mixer, but that's like, that's why you see me mess with it a lot, because the sound keeps being weird here. Let's start to dim the lights a little bit. Change the vibe. Let me change the intention, okay. $2 hour, okay. Let's morning spiritual talk. Okay, I'm gonna restart the YouTube. Okay. And retitle everything. I like how chill. Well, she's usually not chill unless you can match her chill. You know what I mean? So because I'm also very sensitive, I make sure everything's harmonious. How old? I really don't know, but she's at least 12 in human year. Yeah. We're going to do a world peace meditation to make sure peaceful planet. Put down the weapon, put down the find agreement for the world to be peaceful. Alright, then we're gonna change the title. Music. I'm surprised I could change it now. Singing bowls for world peace. Boom. Singing bowls for world peace. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. Am I satisfied with everything? She seems young. She grooms herself very well. Like many cats, I guess.